Okay, this is a little sneak peek of the iOS 4.2 beta that came out a couple hours ago. This came out for, all iOS devices, but of course the most significant one was the iPad, because it didn't have iOS 4 before. And right off the start, one thing you notice is, of course, you have Game Center. And that's definitely new for the iPad. And as we scroll through, look, I already enabled a few folders, and you can store a lot more apps inside a folder. You can store up to 20 apps, compared to, I think, 12 apps you could store in an iPhone or iPad Touch. For example, let's touch an app or a folder, and there you get an idea of how many apps you can get. This is pretty neat because I have a lot of apps and I like to keep them in order. And I'll show you really quickly how you create a folder. Here I have 2 apps. You just put them in jiggle mode and put one over the other, just like on the iPhone. And it gives it a name depending on what genre the app is, and voila, you have a folder. And that's folders. And of course, the most significant change is multitasking. Multitasking is enabled the same as in the iPhone. You just double tap the home button and scroll through the apps. You can multitask. One thing I noticed is that since it lacks the same amount of RAM an iPhone 4 does, once you open an app and let's say you don't use it for a while, the app resets and doesn't multitask. Which, I wish they could have done a better job with that, but there you have it. And you also have, of course, the iPod widget and orientation lock. One thing I noticed is that the original orientation lock next to the volume buttons is now a mute button, because orientation lock can be directly enabled through the multitasking option. So I don't really mind. And okay, so let's multitask. Multitask Game Center, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys want to see it. There you go. That's my Game Center account. Game Center is a little more, it's cooler, I guess. It has double the 2-styled view. Here you have your friends, of course, your games. Here, for example, let's look at a game. Look at Super Mega Worm. And it loads. You can see your rank, stuff like that. Letterboards, requests. I don't have any requests, but you can also add a friend, stuff like that. So that's Game Center. One thing I noticed, they haven't added AirPlay to this beta build of the iOS 4.2, but what they do have is printing. You access it directly through Safari. Although I don't have printing enabled on my computer, I'll just show you how you would actually print something. So here is an article on Engadget on the iOS 4.2. And there is a new tab bar icon, little thingy, over there. You simply just tap it, and then there's a new option to print. Click print. It asks you if you want to print. You, of course, click continue. And there you select your printer. Searches for printers, but again, I don't have it set up. But once you do have it set up, I'll see if maybe I can, once I do have it set up, I can post another video. But you would print and it would print normally. So that's pretty neat. And I think you have wait, I'm not sure, but once you start printing, an icon called Print Center comes out and you can print. Here you can also have, I guess, the light controls. That's new, that you didn't have that on the iPhone. Which again, I think it's kind of neat. It's an easy way of accessing it. And Notes, I know Notes was crashing on me a little bit. It crashes. Another thing I noticed is, although it's a lot better in speed compared to the original beta one of iOS 4 for the iPhone and iPod Touch, it is a little bit, sluggish sometimes. Like sometimes when you switch apps or do that kind of stuff, it does take a little while long, but it's nothing that important. And again, like Notes, for example, it crashes. I think it's only because if I reset it, it might fix it. But one thing I know that's improved the notes, you can actually change the font. Nothing too much. And another thing I noticed is you can actually use airplane mode on a Wi-Fi iPad. Before that was only for the Wi-Fi plus 3G models, but I have a 64 gigabyte Wi-Fi model, so now you can have that, which I think is kind of neat, and it looks a little better. And as normal, you have that, and you can actually change the notes, but it crashes. And see, what else am I missing? Oh yes, mail. Let's enable it through the multitasking, even though it's already there, but it doesn't matter. Here, open up mail, and now you have all inboxes. And I just got another spam email from Build-A-Bear Workshop. Wow, let's delete it. And you know, everything's the same. Oh, and again, you have the archive option for Gmail, which is new. But again, you have unified inbox. Which is cool. What did I do? Oh yeah, I opened up something on Facebook, and again, it multitasks. And another thing I noticed that's new, when you have another page in the background, it comes up with a little 2, which I think is a little neat. Let's say you open up another one, it changes to 3. That's okay. I think that's neat. I know there's some of the minor updates, or the dictionary built in to the iPad is a little better. There's, I believe, some fixes, some stuff like that, minor, but the major stuff is what I just showed you. And I'll keep you updated once there's another beta available. I will show you guys. I know Pages isn't updated yet to print, but once it is, I'll show you. And I'll see if I can get printing working with my computer, and I'll show you how easily it prints. So thank you for watching, and comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Thank you. Bye.